Well, after my mastectomy, I had a radical mastectomy, and they had to work underneath my arm and move things out of the way to get to the lymph nodes and stuff that they needed to remove. And in order to do that, when they move things underneath your arm, then it tightens everything up, and my arm, I wasn't able to straighten out my arm, and I wasn't able to lift my arm. And the surgeon had noticed it on one of my meetings, my appointments, and she said that I needed to get into lymphedema therapy immediately because I could have lost the use of my arm forever. I really didn't know what lymphedema was. I had heard the word, and I knew that it was caused by them removing lymph nodes. And I was originally told that they were going to remove 11 to 25 lymph nodes, but I got lucky and they only removed 5. So I was kind of thinking that I was never going to get lymphedema because, they didn't remove all 25. But it was a learning process to find out what lymphedema was, and the fact that we have so many lymph nodes running through our body. I was kind of worried when I first came to therapy because I knew it was very, very expensive, and I wasn't able to continue working because obviously I couldn't use my arm. So I was quite frightened about how I was going to be able to afford this. Was I going to be able to afford it? I had told my husband that I really didn't see how we could do this treatment and that I would probably have to live with my arm the way that it was. It was my therapist, Lynn, who actually told me about this grant, the Komen grant for Central Valley, because I had no knowledge that it was there. And through her, she helped me do all the applications and everything else. And I had the best therapist in the entire valley. And she's a wonderful person, and she's very, very good. And without her, especially when my arm ballooned up to twice its size, she was very dedicated to getting my arm back to normal, and she did. Yeah, the Susan G. Komen of Central Valley actually gave a grant to the lymphedema clinic here at Clovis Community Medical Centers, and was one of the participants that applied, and I was fortunate enough to be accepted. And it just knowing that I was going to be able to have treatment and to actually be, have that arm almost at least 100% or close to, knowing that I could use it was just the best feeling in the world, and I am so thankful for them and everything that they have done.
Lymphedema is the abnormal accumulation of protein-rich fluid in the tissue spaces that occurs after there's been an interruption in the lymphatic system. In the lymphedema clinic at Clovis Community Medical Center, I receive patients and I do an evaluation of their situation. We take measurements and we do a lot of education. A great deal of what I do is focus on patient education. And then we begin treatment and we work with various activities to have the arm move better, and we use various supplies to help the arm get smaller. We also incorporate education of family members as necessary so that they can be of assistance while they're treating the patient. Women find out that there is funding available. There's such an assortment of reactions. Some women are tearful, some women smile, some people are just quiet, and it's just an overwhelming sense of hope, like you said.
My life has changed tremendously now that I know that lymphedema will be living with me for the rest of my life. And I'm very faithful about doing my exercises and watching my diet, because diet's a big thing for that. And just trying to do everything that I possibly can to not have it balloon back up and become a real issue like it had been. You have to really maintenance yourself all the time. The Komen Central Valley Race for the Cure is a great fundraiser for us here in the Valley, for people like me that would not have been able to receive medical attention and get the therapy that was really needed. So, you know, it's a fabulous foundation, and I love it.